Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining you as always is your host, Tricky, and I'm joined here by my co-host, JP. How are we, mate?
Not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Obviously, Holty, late pull-out. He's got an exam tomorrow for uni, so got to put that first. Get some study, and Connor's just got some personal problems he's got to deal with, so make sure they're all right, and I'll just put that first. But I've got you here, JP. How was your week and weekend, mate? I saw you had a big one.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
No.
I don't want to relive it.
No, big.
Too big.
Where'd you go?
Ballarat.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
Was that for cricket?
Cricket trip?
Yeah, okay, yep. Yeah, massive.
Yeah, it was a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, got no sleep.
No sleep? Nah. No. How was accommodation?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Pretty peaceful, as Ballarat always is, but where we went to the pubs and stuff, like we went to this little small pub. It was basically just all of us there. Mm-hmm. Only a few locals, and then we went to the George Hotel, which actually went off pretty well.
So if someone was going down to Ballarat, you'd recommend the George Hotel?
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. One, it turns into, it's like a bar, obviously all day pub type thing. And then at night, around 10-ish or so, it turns into a nightclub.
Yeah, lovely. I love those ones.
In a little back room back there. Like, it's sort of like a lava in Berwick.
I like those ones. That's why Chapel Street's always good.
Yeah.
It's always the go-to.
It was pretty, actually went off pretty well, so yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And
how was your weekend?
Yeah, I headed down to Hillsville.
Oh, really? Long drive?
Yeah, decent drive.
Yeah.
It was an alright drive down there. Obviously a wet day. Worst part was coming home though.
Oh, 100%. Tired.
But not just that. Did you? Because you were in Ballarat, we got hammered with rain.
Oh no, I saw all that.
And I was driving down, probably left at about just before 6. So I was going around the hills, pitch dark around the hills, and just hammering. It got that heavy you couldn't see through the rain. So I'm going around the hills going, get me to Pakenham, and then I'll know my way home. And he's like, you have to go slow because you can't see. Everyone's got their high beams on.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's pretty dark up there.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, no.
No street lights, nothing.
Exactly. But, yeah, it was all right. Wet day. But,
good game of footy or?
Oh, a bit scrappy because of the weather. So I got to do a bit more play-by-play call, but it was a bit harder because there was a lot of stoppages and that. So it was hard to see. But
just the one game?
Yeah, just the one game,
ones, yeah. No, that's fair. That's good.
I've got another one for you.
Oh, here we go.
So this is actually kind of an interesting one. I was with my brother Corey.
Yeah.
Messaged me today. Him and Dad had the day off.
Yep.
Goes, he tried out this new recovery place in Clyde North. Or Clyde or something. I
think I've heard of it, yeah. A couple of the Katani boys go there.
What do you say? Oh, call me if you can. He messages me. I'm like, oh, no. What is it?
Yeah.
So I call him. He goes, hey, mate. I'm like, yeah, you're right. What's up? And he goes, do you want to hear what just happened to me?
What?
And I'm like, oh, no, what? He goes, so leaving the place, heading towards the gym. The traffic light. I'm about to pull over the traffic lights. And he goes, this bloke's just kind of looking over his shoulder and looking at me. And he goes, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So he goes, I rolled up a bit closer to suss out what the hell this guy's looking at. You're not going to guess who it was.
Who?
Christian Petrarca.
Really?
It was Christian Petrarca.
Yeah.
And he goes, what the hell? And Petrarca wound down his window.
Yeah.
So Corey wound down his and Track was just like, how you going, mate? And they had like a good 2-minute chat and he was just like, oh, Corey's like, yeah, good. And he goes, oh, how's your day been? Blah, blah, blah. They talked and he goes, oh, what do you do with yourself? And Corey obviously said. And Corey goes, oh, did you just finish training? Did you? He goes, yeah, mate, just finished training. What about yourself? Corey's just like, oh, I'm heading on the way to the gym. And then there was about a minute or two and the lights turned green. He goes, oh, well, take care of yourself, mate. Have a good one.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, what the hell? I thought it was going to be something else, but he goes, Petrarca. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Obviously, I reckon he would have went to, I think they do the gym work at Casey Fields.
How did Petrarca even know him or anything like that? Cause
no, he didn't know him. It's just I think it was just by fluke. He saw him roll up further, so he just wind down his window.
Fair enough.
And Corey's just like, oh yeah, I'll have a chat with him.
That's good as.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, when he said that to me, I was like, oh, Jesus. It's like, I've only had, have I run into anyone? Oh yeah, that's a lie. One person I've run into though is Sydney Airport, first trip and my only trip so far overseas when I went to Thailand.
Oh yeah, I do that. Mason Cox
coming back, saw Mason Cox
with his
with his eyes. So I was just like, oh,
yeah.
I was literally, we were about to leave too. I was going up and he was going down. I was like to my uncle, that's Mason Cox. He goes, go and say hello then. And then, so I went and said hello, got a photo. And
I've actually got a good one for you.
Yeah, go for it.
So you obviously know Red.
Yep.
Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. His dad was in around here somewhere. Went to the 7-Eleven.
Yep.
Guess who he sees? From Melbourne, obviously.
Like, we talking footy player?
Yeah.
Big
very well known.
Playing right now?
Yeah.
Dusty?
No. Melbourne player.
Oh, Melbourne player, sorry. Oh, Harmsy.
No.
Clayton Oliver.
Has a beard.
Max Gorn.
Yep. He didn't even know who he was. He goes, oh yeah, I just saw that bearded fella I think he plays for Melbourne or something. And we're going, bearded fella? There's that many bearded fellas that friggin' play for Melbourne.
Yep.
He goes, oh, he's very, very tall, very tall. I go, that's Max Gorn. How do you not know that?
Just the captain.
Yeah, just the captain of Melbourne. Very big time player, big ruck, everything. You don't know his actual name. No, fair enough. So, yeah.
It's always good to hear that. And obviously, we mentioned on this podcast before, Glenn Maxwell actually played cricket at Connor's local club.
Connor.
As in our Connor Murphy.
Yeah.
Glenn Maxwell's from his club.
Really?
Grave. So,
oh, Jesus.
And then it was literally last year, I think Connor said it, during the cricket season, he was away on a work trip.
Yeah.
And they were like crossing over the cricket trip.
Yeah.
They were playing there. And then Connor goes, they were walking past and, someone would normally say, Maxie, can I get a photo? Connor just goes, oh, g'day, Glenn. Maxwell just goes, Glenn. He turns around and goes, the fuck are you doing here? No one calls me Glenn. And then they just had a chat and all that. But apparently he comes down and gives all his old kit to the club and shit.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, so some of the boys are rocking around with his old Kookaburra bats that are just unreal.
I would love his new bat right now.
Yeah, they got. I wasn't a fan of Kookaburra at first. I'm catching on a bit.
I like I think it's the old style Kahuna.
Yep.
Bat that Ricky Ponting used to have. Yeah,
I never used to mind the bubble, the one that Chris Rogers used to use.
Nah,
no, I'm not a fan of that. The blue and red. I didn't mind that.
Did not like it.
All right. Another thing I want to touch on before we get into it, bit of a low light.
Oh no.
Have you seen the outrage? And I'm sure you've seen it on TikTok and everything.
Yeah.
AFL 23.
Mate, the outrage for me is it hasn't come out on Xbox yet.
But have you seen the outrage?
I've seen it all.
Apparently there's supposed to be a patch coming tonight. Luckily, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it yet.
Mate, have you seen when they oh, no, there was actually one. He punched the ball from, I think, centre half back, and it flew all the way over to the other side of the boundary.
Mate, you can run from full back to full forward and not get tackled.
I did say that too, yeah. Then there was I think the coaches don't even look like the coaches.
Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them turn into umpires mid coach speech.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah. No, mate, you had Adam Simpson as friggin' goal umpire at one stage somehow, and then you've got the bench somehow coming into the middle of the ground.
Yeah. So just a bit of a mare, but hopefully this patch works. I'm gonna wait to see if this patch fixes it. If so, then I'll get it.
Mate, I'm just hoping friggin' when it comes out on Xbox, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, you'd hope so. Do you want to take the first game, mate?
No, you can take it, mate.
Right.
No,
Friday night, we obviously had Carlton v Brisbane. Carlton 11-8-74, defeated by Brisbane 15-10-100, 26 points. Multiple goal kickers for Carlton. You just had Durden and Motlop with the two. Then you had some single goal kickers. Obviously, none of the key forwards firing for them.
No.
But for Brisbane, the small forwards did the damage. And geez, isn't this bloke in some form? Pretty sure he's kicked 26 in the last 6 games or something. Charlie Cameron with 4 again. Zach Bailey popping up with 4. Danaher, Gunston with 2. Then you had Harry Sharp. I think it's Harry. Yeah, it's Harry Sharp. Kicked his first. Pretty sure it's Harry. Kicked his first goal in AFL footy.
Yep.
I believe it's his 7th game. Hipwood and McCarthy for disposals. You had Chera with 33 with 7 clearances. Akers with 29 and Doherty with 29 as well. Sorry. And just like, where's my book, guys? It would be in my laptop bag.
Looking at,
for my Australian and that. Dunkley, didn't he have a game?
He turned up.
Yeah, he
really
played on
up.
played on
really
Cripps.
up, yeah.
Played on Cripps at all stoppages. Wasn't a tagging role, but just played on him. And Cripps, I think, only had 19 disposals. Don't quote me, but it was something like that. It was either that or low 20s.
Yep.
Dunkley, 33 disposals, 11 marks, 13 tackles, 6 clearances, and 555 metres gained. Jared Berry was also good off the wing with 29, and McCluggage found some form with 27 and 6 clearances. Talking points yet, obviously, it was Sam Doherty's 150. What a story that is. Just all the things he's fought through, Sam Doherty. The cancer and all that.
Twice with testicle cancer, twice. So that's very hard to come back to. Like look at, well, it's not hard to come back, but like for a second time, it would have been harder.
Yep.
To hear that you've got it, like it's an unbelievable story for him to come back. And when I think last year when he kicked his first goal in round 1. All the boys got around him, and it was good to see.
Yep.
It actually sent some goosebumps through me when I saw it. It's nice to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously we mentioned Josh Dunkley stands up. Hasn't this guy turned into a really good lockdown defender? Jack Payne, he shut down Charlie Curnow to 1 goal, showing how much he's significant improvement as a lockdown and key defender. I'm pretty sure I saw a stat from Champion Data. He hadn't lost a one-on-one contest, or he still hasn't lost a one-on-one contest.
Really?
This season.
Jesus. It's a very interesting stat, we'll say.
Yeah. Now, what do you think is where to for Carlton now? Because a lot of people, Chero's come out, and I think it's Brian Cook came out and said if they don't make finals, it's not a failure. I totally disagree with that.
No, it's a failure.
It's a failure.
Especially with the list they've got, the list and players they've got, obviously. The coach they've got now, like Vossi,
that's
how
what
old he is.
Connor said in our chat. That's why I've got Connor's thoughts on Michael Vossi. Was he the right coach?
Yeah.
I don't mind. I thought Connor was a bit harsh on Voss in the group chat there, but I understand where he was coming from because of their list. There's no reason why they should be playing finals.
Oh, 100%.
Pushing for a flag.
Look, I reckon he could be harder on them.
Yeah.
A lot harder on them, especially like the way, like as we said, like they've got one of the best lists going around. It's hard to say. Like their first game against Richmond was a draw. Like you would have expected them to kind of not run them over, but get the win.
Mm-hmm.
Then going down against Adelaide by 50 odd points or whatever, like that's the old Carlton there.
Yep.
So how do they go from last year to narrowly missing finals, but they were up there all year.
Yep.
To now sort of going backwards.
I agree. Yep.
Like easily going backwards. It's like they're kind of relying on the play on your Cripps, Sam Walsh again. Cherry's starting to actually perform a lot more like now, like that. But soon the workload's going to go onto him.
Yep.
You can't just bank it off one man.
No.
And don't get a big head over this either. That's something that Collingwood not rely on now. They've got read a thing they said on Fox Footy or something like that. They said they've got about 11 blokes that can run through that midfield.
Yep.
And still be damaging.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
And as I said, you can't rely on the same blokes, and that's what they're doing again.
Yeah. Do you think one thing I thought is, are they too one pace in that midfield? Are they too slow? Because their best runner, so you got Paddy Cripps, you got George Hewitt and all that. Their best runner is Sam Walsh, and they're playing Sam Walsh as an inside mid at the moment. You don't want him playing his inside. You want him playing outside and running and running.
You want Cripps on the inside.
Yeah, because right now I think they're too slow and too big.
Yep. You want Cripps on the inside. You want Hewitt playing on the inside. Another one that I've actually really seen that hasn't played this much this year is and he signed a 3-year deal with Carlton last year or this year is Kennedy.
Yeah, I know. He was a sub on the weekend.
Yeah.
Mm.
But as soon as he came on as a sub, bang, kicked a goal and
yeah, I really rate Kennedy.
Like, why isn't he playing? He's another one that's a speedster that can run and
can play inside too.
Yeah, but he can play inside, but it's more the fact of, last year I reckon he played a bit more out, and that's how he got his touches, and he looked damaging every time he got it forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one I was going to say about Brisbane. What do you reckon of Gunston?
I like that pickup a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, I reckon he's complimenting that forward line a lot.
How big has he been over in the last couple of weeks?
He's been massive. Good complimenting them by allowing Danaher to kick goals too, because he takes the workload off Danaher as well.
Yeah.
But he gets up the ground, he gets his touches. He's just a smart footballer.
Oh, 100%. Did you see Zach Bailey go off at Danaher?
Yeah, I did.
How funny was that?
Danaher thought he could do it 2 times. He'd already done it one that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he thought he could do it again.
No, it was the first one that he did.
Oh, yep.
The first one when Zach Bailey absolutely gave it to him, but as he's given it to him, he's turned and then saying, "Oh, it's actually gone through for a goal." I'll celebrate.
I was going to say you'd want to kick it.
Yeah, but look, as much as I don't like Danaher as now, but you kind of do back him from there, especially playing at Marvel. It's not big as the MCG and stuff.
Richmond West Coast, mate, Saturday.
So we have Richmond West Coast. Richmond defeated West Coast 104-46. Goal kickers
58, 46 points.
Sorry, mate.
No worries.
Sorry. Ooh, had a mare there. So we had goal kickers for Richmond. We had Bolton pressed out for 3, Taranto 2, and then we had a couple one goal kickers. We had Hopper, Martin, Graham, Pickett, Ryan, Clark, and Miller. Oscar Allen kicked 4. And then we had Wes,
Petruccelli.
that one. Williams and Darling all had 1 each. And then disposals, Hopper, 32 touches, 6 tackles, 2 goal assists, 7 score involvements, 10 clearances, and 644 metres gained. Bolton, 31, 3 goals, 2 goal assists, 13 score involvements. Jesus, that's a big game for him. And 7 clearances. Taranto, 30, 2 goals, 20 contested, and 10 clearances. Martin, 27, 8 score involvements. Then we had Jones for West Coast. He had 30, 9 intercepts, and 7 score involvements. Kelly, 29, 19 contested, and 9 clearances. Sheed, 29, 9 clearances. Duggan, 27, and 642 metres gained. Talking points tricky. Shea Bolton.
Finally, he puts together a game that he obviously was all Australian last year. We know how damaging a player could be, but I thought he's had a very slow start to this season.
I think it's gonna happen. This is a big call. It's gonna happen to a Dacos soon.
Yeah,
Next year possibly. It could happen.
yeah,
You're not always gonna have the best year every year.
yeah.
So for Bolton to actually put his first game properly, fully together, and not just be there for 2 quarters or 3 quarters, and actually put a full game, it's a big achievement. And like all the big players do it. I'm sure you've seen a lot over the years. Have a couple of mare seasons that you don't want to see. Like Paddy Cripps, when he was injured that whole season, he played. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. That got me. Like Paddy Cripps, he had a bad season that season, carrying the workload, and everyone was bagging him out, but no one could tell what was wrong with him.
Exactly.
Positive
coming out of West Coast. I'm really liking Jermaine Jones off the half-back line. Also, he had 30 disposals in the weekend, 9 intercepts and 7 score involvements. Just provides some speed off that half-back line.
Yeah. Another positive out of West Coast, Oscar Allen.
Mm-hmm. It's good to have him back. Someone kicking goals.
He's always going to be damaging.
Yeah.
No matter what. Don't know. Will he stay?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You'd hope so for their sake.
Oh, for their sake, 100%. But who knows? Like,
Do you want my water, mate?
Nah, I'm all good.
You want my water?
I'm all good for now. If I need it, I'll grab it. But yeah, like it's. You want him to stay? Yeah, I might take that water now. Oh, Jesus Christ! I've just got this tickle in my throat.
Obviously, Dion Prestia also kicked 3 goals in 5 minutes late in the third quarter. You don't see him popping up kicking goals very often.
No.
And that's an equal career high. And another one I had was, how long can West Coast stick with Adam Simpson as coach?
Last season.
Yep.
He's gone.
Gone?
100%. You can't build a club up like that.
Yep.
It's done.
Injuries, you had Cully, which confirmed to be an ACL, so he's out for the season. And Allen got a sore ankle, so I don't know the extent to that, but it was just in the injury report. So
Another one, Jack Darling.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard any reports about him lately?
No.
Everyone's saying his tickets are done, sold. He's done. They reckon, even though how many players. Oh, this dust. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm dying. Even though he's like, they've got limited players, it's hard to drop, but he can't perform anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, I get it. It's hard to get the ball down there, but he's not as damaging anymore, even when the ball's down there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm going to get you a water brought up here, mate.
Oh, Jesus, I'm actually dying.
Sorry, I was just getting water brought up for you. Geelong Adelaide. Geelong 14-14-98 defeated Adelaide 11-6, 72, 26 points. Goal kickers, Cameron with 3, Simpson with 2, Henry, Smith, Hawkins, Nevitt, Myers, Atkins, Blitzub, Holmes, and Brun all with 1. You had Walker with 3, Rankin with 2, Pedler with 2, O'Brien, Hinge, Scholl, and Sloan with the 1. Disposals wasn't a very big disposals game, but you had Stewart with 24 and 9 intercepts, and Dawson with 29 and 5 clearances. Talking points. Dangerfield was again playing brilliantly with 16 disposals in the first half before being subbed out early in the third quarter with an apparent left hamstring injury. There's another hamstring for Dangerfield late in his career.
But is it actually a bad hamstring? Like, is he done for this week, or was it just a little niggle?
The bye, I believe, is 4 weeks away, so I reckon they'll say we'll see you after the bye.
You reckon?
Give him that time to recover.
No, that's fair. Like, I suppose you want him prime time for finals.
Yeah. Tom Stewart was led to roam free in the back line and had a game high 9 set marks. I don't know how this can happen.
As I said, gun.
Yeah. Here comes your water. So your water's coming up. Yeah, and Brad Close was also offered a 1-match suspension for a dangerous tackle. Did you see this tackle?
Yes.
What do you think of that one?
I didn't think it was that bad, actually.
Yeah.
The arm kind of was not pinned as much and as I've seen over the last couple of weeks, and it actually wasn't that bad. But again, dangerous tackle.
Yeah. You want to go grab it, mate?
Yeah. Thanks, Tony.
Just as we get JP a water so we can stop his coughing fit coming on here.
Actually dying. Yeah, 6:30. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, that hits the spot now, doesn't it, JP? I'm going to leave this all in because it leaves the comedic aspect. It's funny. It's funny. There we go. So JP's finally got his water now, and Rory Laird can also accept a $2,000 fine for rough conduct on Tanner Bruin, and Dangerfield had a hamstring, and Murray had a concussion. Should I take the Gold Coast Melbourne game now that your throat is a bit more clenched?
Nah, mate, you keep taking them. I'll just be the talking points.
All right.
How about that?
Yeah, no worries. Gold Coast, Melbourne, Gold Coast 13-7-85, defeated by Melbourne 13-12-90. It was actually a really, really good game. Goal kickers, you had Roses for Gold Coast with 4, Chol, King, and Casbot all with 2, then Lukosius, Anderson, Alice all with the 1. You had Gorn 2, Pickett 2, Grundy 2, Neil Bull and Sparrow, Petrarca, Bowie.
Your mate.
Bowie,
Corey's mate.
Chandler, Jordan, and Van Rooyen with the 1. Disposals, you had Anderson with 37, 6 tackles, 3 goals, 7 scoring bombers, and 10 clearances. So a huge game from him, and he nearly dragged him over the line himself. McPherson, he had 30 with 8 intercepts. Again, continue his form off that half-back line. Swallow had 25, 14 contested, 6 clearances, and Powell had 25 off the half-back line with 11 intercept marks. Clayton Oliver, 28 with 9 score overs, 6 clearances. And Petrarca didn't even put his disposals, but he had 26, 2 goals, 7 scoring moments, and 8 clearances. Talking points. How good is Noah Anderson?
Freak.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to lead that team, possibly to a final series, it's him. 100% it's him. He's, other than Matt Rowell, like you got Matt Rowell that's always going to be tagged because they know where he's going to play like. But they leave Noah Anderson out of it because they think, I don't know what they're going to think, but in my way, they're thinking that he's not that damaging. And to do that against a Melbourne side that's up there, it's a pretty good, what's the word I'm looking for? Good. I've lost my train of thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a good way to put your name out there, like to say, hey, like this is how I can play and this is what I'm going to be.
And mind you, he's a Melbourne boy.
Yeah.
So imagine what Valley clubs could go after him.
Oh, like if Gold Coast don't sign him and he does want to look for trade, like maybe definitely obviously looking down here, but it's whether or not and how much everyone has to pay for him to get him down there, because he will be worth the money.
Darcy McPherson has a shot on goal from 40 metres out with 30 seconds to go to tie the scores, but unfortunately misses, which was unfortunate because Gold Coast were in it and I believe they deserved to win.
Yeah, they did. There was a talk, I was going to bring it up, with Levi Casbolt giving away that free kick.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of cost them.
Yep.
I feel like it's just a mental thing. If they were a bit more calmer with that last 5 minutes to go, they would have been fine.
Yep.
But obviously, game got too heated for him. Casbolt, he should have known he's well over age for it.
Yep.
Keep your cool. Be the leader that you can.
So what
be.
was the free kick? Was it for umpire dissent or
No? It was off the ball a bit backwards. I think on the Melbourne's half forward flank. I think.
Yep.
A bit of push and shove, and Casbolt I think gave him one.
Yeah, took a bit far.
It wasn't in a way that he could get suspended or anything, but it was worth a free kick.
Yep. Charlie Ballard also was stretchered off from the field with a neck injury, and Jacob Van Rooyen has accepted 2 week suspension of it. What do you? There's mixed feelings about this. What are your honest thoughts? I think it's an accident, but the only thing the AFL can argue and are going to argue, which could leave Van Rooyen in trouble, is he never turned around to have a look at the ball. That's what they're going to argue, and it's hard to argue that because he didn't. He obviously knew that the travel path where the ball was going to go.
Yeah.
But then he from the evidence you see.
He can't. He's sort of looking at the player.
Yeah,
right,
but I at the same time, I'm not saying he should have been suspended because it's a freak footy accident.
Mate, like coming from a defender's point, right? You're always gonna that's what front on contact is.
Yeah.
All right. You're always gonna make them earn it.
Yep.
And I listened to that Daisy Thomas's podcast today. And
yep.
What
podcast? Footy Talk?
Maybe I think it was with
Footy Talk. Yeah, they do one triple. It's like a Triple M thing. They do one every day.
Yeah. So I was listening to that. Watched a TikTok of it, and Daisy Thomas said if he was actually going for the bloke and wanted to hit him, he would have hit him fair square with his fist.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, he's going and he's trying to protect him.
Yep.
And he's hit here.
Yep.
So, in my eyes, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Throw it out. If he gets banned, it's silly.
Mm.
You can't ban a defender or forward. No.
Forward.
Yeah, forward. You can't. But anyway, even if it was defender forward, you still can't ban him for contesting a ball and he gets hit in the head.
Yeah.
Because if it's like that, what are you going to do when you go up in the next contest?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously he is challenging it. At the moment, it is 2 weeks, so it's been challenged and sent to the tribunal.
It'll get thrown.
Saturday night, GWS versus Western Bulldogs. It was actually a really good game.
I watched a bit of this.
10-11, 71. GWS defeated by Western Bulldogs 13-8, 86. Yeah, Tom Green with 3, Hogan and Ward with 2, Hallery, Himmelberg and Lloyd with the 1. Yeah, Norton kicked 3, Lobb and Jones with 2, Liberatore, Hugo Hagen, Bontempelli, Scott, Waitman and Johannesson with the 1. Disposals, this was a massive game for this bloke, Tom Green. 38 touches, 3 goals, 9 tackles, 10 score involvements and 8 clearances. Josh Kelly also had 34, 6 tackles and 5 clearances. And Whitfield, 31 and 10 marks. And Haynes also had 29, 12 marks and 10 intercepts. Bailey Smith had 32 with 6 score involvements, but this man turned it on and could be arguably the best player in the competition at the moment. Bontempelli, 31, 26 contested. 7 tackles, 7 score involvements, 14 clearances, and 560 metres gained. Liberatore, 29 with 8 clearances, and McRae also had the 29 with 6 score involvements. Talking points, and I think this could have been a deciding factor of the game. Toby Green, a late pull-out with an ankle injury he's had and been battling with for a few weeks. Do you reckon this was an impact on the game?
Yep.
He could have kicked 2 or 3.
Yeah, but no, as we saw against Sydney, he single-handedly won it for them against Sydney, so he could have possibly pulled that out again against the Bulldogs, but you never know until he was actually playing. He could have got shut down pretty easily, possibly, but, like I said, you never know unless he's actually playing the game.
Yep.
If he's not playing the game, well, you can't decide it and can't say, well, hey, one man's going to win it for you again because, like I said, against Carlton, they're relying on that one bloke again.
Exactly. Mark, not Tom Green, sorry. Tim English was the second highest ranked player on the ground with 23 disposals, 10 marks, 7 intercepts, 7 scoring involvements, and 40 hitouts.
I think I'll take my rock stock back from last week. I think it was a bad call.
No, Rowan Marshall's been good, but I think Tim English is far in front of every ruck competition at the moment.
He's having a breakout season. It's about time.
Yep.
Like, as my missus' dad would say, like he's been building and building and building, and I told her dad, I said he can't keep building. He's got to perform sooner or later, and this is the year. He's like apparently,
and he started that last year, I reckon too.
Yeah, halfway through the last year, probably. Yeah, he really started to. But like the best thing about him, he used to be a midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. He just grew in height in his last draft year. Grew 10 centimeters or something like that.
So when you're an ex-midfielder around the ground, you're going to be one of the best ruckmen because not only are you going to obviously possibly win the tap, but then you're going to go get your own ball.
Yep.
And he's not slow.
Yeah.
And, he can kick goals as well. So, like you said, mate, all Australian ruckmen there and there.
Yep.
Right.
Tom, I said Marcus Bontempelli was huge. Tom Green is a star. And Aaron Norton's performance in the last quarter when the game was still on the line was huge. I think he kicked 2 late goals that sealed the game. So,
I see his one hand grab.
It's easy.
In the wet.
Yeah,
it's a good grab. No, he's another player that's starting to really bring out his stripes again this year. He started I wouldn't say poorly, but it was slow start for him as well.
Yeah, and Adam Chalor, sadly, has got another hamstring injury. Just nothing can go right for this bloke as the last few years with soft tissue injuries.
Question.
Yep.
Does he stay?
He stays.
You reckon?
Well, where else would he go?
Brisbane.
Because of Dunkley?
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon he stays. He's already been at 3 clubs.
I reckon he goes.
Big call. Fremantle Hawthorn. Fremantle 18-9, 117, defeated Hawthorn 7-6, 48, which was 69 points. Goal kickers, you had Giant Miss Frederick, both with 3. Jackson, Banfield, Brayshaw with 2. Schultz, Swakowski, Tracy, Clark, Walters, and 5 for the 1. Mitch Lewis kicked 2. McDonald, Day, Scrimshaw, Wingard, and Newcomb all with the 1. Brayshaw for disposal, he had 34, 2 goals, 8 tackles, and 7 score involvements. Ryan in that defence had 27 with 9 marks, 21 kits at 96% efficiency. Young off the half-back line had 26, 8 marks, 9 intercepts, and 587 metres gained. No mirror in the middle at 26 with 6 clearances. Will Day continuing his strong form as an inside mid at 26 and 7 clearances. And Nash also 26, 8 tackles, and 8 clearances. Talking points. Luke Jackson finally stars and was very influential for the Freo Dockers with 2 goals, 24 touches, 16 contested, 6 marks, and 7 score involvements.
You were about to say 20 goals then.
I was, but you know what I meant. Yeah, he was huge.
He's only young.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, slow start, but it's hard for third season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, third season. It's hard for a young bloke to come in his third season
to a new team,
and be this absolute big star that everyone's building him up to be.
Yeah.
You got to give him time. You got to give him work. And again, Sean Darcy, he was the one sole ruck last year, and it's hard for them to work together possibly, but now they're actually starting to work together. Luke Jackson's starting to become a better player. He's, like you said, he's actually starting to perform. Like he's had one, how many rounds are we in now? This round.
This would be going into round.
We're going into round 9 this week. So it's taken him 8 games. I'd say probably 3 out of the 8, he's probably had a couple of good, those good games.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's just hard for a young star to come up and be that big star that they're meant to be when there's a lot of pressure on him and a lot of talking points and a lot of this because everyone's just going to be watching him and nitpicking at every little mistake that he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. And Nat Fife returned, but as the sub, and he had kicked 1 goal and had 10 touches. It's interesting that they used him as the sub, but that's a talking point for another day. I think he's very gettable if a club wants an inside mid.
Sorry, mate. I'm working out house stuff and this. Nat Five.
Yeah, we've said it before that he's gettable for a club, especially a Melbourne-based club that wants an inside midfielder.
With the way he's going now,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not playing, being the sub, doing this, doing that. Like he said he loves the club, but when you're being a sub and you still know you've got a lot of footy in you and can be that gun player, yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon he would go to though?
There's talks Collingwood, like maybe St Kilda to link back up with Ross Lyon.
Yep.
Those are probably the two that I could think of.
Okay. Do you reckon Collingwood need him?
I don't know.
You've already got, like I said, 11 midfielders.
Yeah, I know.
Are you going to start turning into Geelong, mate, and have all these friggin' old players come to you?
Yeah. But the Ross Lyon one makes sense too because Ross is a big fan of Nat Five.
Yeah.
Loves him.
Coached Nat Fife from when he basically started till he left. So that would be a very, easy solution for him to go there. But we'll see what happens. And,
Tyler Brockman was also offered a 1-match suspension for a dangerous tackle. Did you see this tackle?
Maybe. I think the arms were pinned a lot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did watch this, because every dangerous tackle I like to watch because I want to see if it actually is or if it isn't.
Yeah.
Like I said last week, I don't like this dangerous tackle. So, I did watch it. It was, arms were pinned a lot on that one. That hit his head. That's fair.
Yep.
But, we'll soon see what happens.
Sunday, Port Adelaide v Essendon. Port Adelaide 12-20-92 defeated Essendon 13-9-87 just by the 5 points. A disappointment for your Bombers. Goal kickers, you had Rioli, Dixon, Burn-Jones with the 2. Then Finlayson, Boak, Marshall, Powpepper, Rosie and McKenzie with the 1. For the Bombers, you had Wiedemann, Stringer, Perkins, Langford with 2. Merritt, Menzies, McDonald, Tip and Woody, Caldwell and Hobbs with the 1. Yeah, for disposals, Rosie had 29, Butters 28, 6 tackles, 9 scorer moments and 6 clearances. And Houston had 25 with 635 metres gained. For the Bombers, you had Parrish with 37, 22 contested and 9 clearances. And Merritt also had 28, 10 tackles and 11 score involvements.
And a goal.
Talking points. Is Junior Rioli in trouble for his hit on Jordan Ridley? At the moment, I believe it's a week.
No. It's 3.
3?
3. Have a look. Hold on. I'll get this up. Hold on. Yep. Junior Rowley is facing a ban of at least 3 matches. After being sent straight to the tribunal for the striking. It was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, because
Even
it just tried to block his space.
No, well, not even that, man. But me as an Essendon supporter, it was hard to watch it and know what actually happened.
Yep.
Looking at it, when Ridley went late, everyone's saying it was a flop, but you can't really call it a flop if he's getting hit in the head. He's running past him, he gets hit. It could be late pain in there, and it really hurts.
You can have delayed concussion as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. So you don't know what's going to happen, especially when you got your eyes are focused on Charlie Dixon, and the ball's I think it was 40 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
Next kick is basically Charlie. So all eyes are on Charlie right now.
Yep.
You get hit. It's a bit of a late reaction, but 3 weeks.
Bit harsh, I think.
He got concussed.
Yeah.
He's out for a week. And it's, in a way, it was careless.
Yeah.
Very careless.
Mm.
He could have done it better.
Yep.
Could have done it a lot safer as well. So we'll soon see what the tribunal says as well.
Collingwood, I don't know why I wrote Essendon, but Collingwood v Sydney. Collingwood 11-11-77 defeated Sydney 6-12-48, 29 points. Goal kickers, you had Myercheck with the 5, Frampton, Elliott, DeGoey, Ginnivan, Hoskin, Elliott, and Johnson with 1. For the Swans, you had McDonald, Papley, Hayward, McLean, Shiva, and Clark with the 1. Disposals for Collingwood, Pendlebury had 31 with 5 clearances, and Nick Dacos had 25 with 27 pressure acts and 5 tackles. For the Swans, Gordon had 37, 7 clearances and 658 metres gained. Parker, 34, 5 clearances. Mills, 31. Florett, 29. And Warner, 28. Talking points, you had Clark v. Dacos. What do you think of this?
Look, it was very funny, actually.
Yeah.
It was very funny. To see when they obviously broke out of the huddle and you got Dacos running down to the back line and he's running through the centre. You got the Sydney boys trying to get into him and hit him and all that kind of stuff. And then he actually gets down to the back. Papley's going at him. Everyone's going at him. And you're thinking, well, it's just stupid.
Yeah, like there's a point to do it. And I actually liked because I found Nick Dacos did not back down from it at all.
Oh, no.
So, obviously, Clark got off to a really good start and hit the first goal of the game.
Yep.
And then got into Dacos. The thing is, all the Collingwood boys all got into him too.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And Papley tried to dog him from behind. They all got into him. But then
Dacos
sets up the next goal and goes right back at him. And where all the Collingwood boys come and get at him too. So, there's an extent to go because at the same time, Nick Dacos said at the end of the game, they love it, and he loves it when he gets tagged.
Oh,
because
mate, Craig McRae's been asking for it.
The reason he loves it when he gets tagged, as much as people think,
I heard this.
As much as people think he's an individual player, he likes getting tagged because all the focus goes on him. It leaves all the people out the back on their own. It leaves the Quainers. It leaves Crisp off that. All the running plays.
All them boys.
It leaves them on their own, and Dacos will go around and manipulate that so they can get free. And he still, and they're like, oh, he got it in it. Like, mind you, he didn't kick it as well as usually, and he didn't cover as much ground as he usually did with his meters gained. Still got 25 touches.
Well, there was a talking point on the either the footy show or whatever it was. I watched 2 contests of Dacos.
Yep.
They were not centre bounces, but just a ball up. So Dacos goes in as a mid, picks up someone.
Yep.
Then you've got obviously all the other boys. I think it was Clark picked up Quainer.
Yep.
As soon as the ball got balled up, Clark's run off Quainer
to try and get to Dacos.
Get to Dacos. What happens? Gets fed out to Quainer, kicked down. Second one, I can't remember who it was that was left free. Clark left him. Dacos went for Dacos. Tried going for Dacos and not the ball.
Yep.
Hit Dacos. Dacos kept running.
Yep.
Why not go the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Why not go the ball and use your body against him with the ball?
Yeah.
Instead of just going for the man and letting him run off like that. Because in the end, I think Sydney should have learned from the Freo Western Bulldogs game when Freo went after Lob.
Yep.
Now, obviously, Lob didn't do much. I think he kicked 2 goals or 1 goal, but it was stupid.
Yeah.
Bulldogs ended up getting the win. They had the last laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sydney, they go after Dacos. What happens? Collingwood get the win, have the last laugh.
Yeah.
When's it going to stop?
Yeah.
Why not just beat him one-on-one and actually show and shut him down that way? And
like a Josh Dunkley versus Paddy Cripps.
Yeah, in a way. Don't try and fuel it and try and start punch-ons or jumper punch with him because it's not going to work. It's just going to make you look silly when they win or when he still racks up 25, 30 touches and makes you look silly.
Yeah.
Especially, okay, he got the best start and kicked the goal, but when Dacos gets that ball and hits a target, he's coming straight for you, and if you're not up for that fight, don't start it.
Yeah. So Myercheck gets a career-high 5 goals as well as a very inventing goal in the goal square. Did you see this?
Yeah, the bicycle.
Yeah.
Did you hear Mitch Robinson?
No, I didn't hear. What did he say?
So, I think the week where Will Ashcroft got that goal, goal of the year, Mitch Robinson said on his little thing, he said, the only way someone's going to beat it is if someone does a bicycle kick. Fast forward to the week just gone, Sunday, Maya check,
Bicycle kick.
bicycle kick. It's goal of the year. Has to be.
You reckon?
Yep. Has
It's
to be.
better than Ashcroft's.
Yep.
And even as a Collingwood supporter, I'm sitting there going,
Mate, do you really see many players pushing off and trying to fight off a bloke like that and sit there and then have the right mind to jump in the air and kick it backwards like that?
no, but like at the same time, Ashcroft is just
Yeah, but all Ashcroft did was, I'm not going to say all Ashcroft.
all Ashcroft did. Oh yeah,
But
JP, I'll
in a
do it
way-
tonight. I'll do it tonight at training.
No, I won't. I can't jump as high. No, but like, in a way, Ashcroft had a bit more space.
Yeah.
Jumped up, just chucked it on the boot, goes through for a goal.
Mm-hmm.
My check, like, as I said, he's fighting off a defender and almost does get beaten. So he thinks, why not just jump in the air, kick it behind me, and I'll get a goal out of it.
Yeah.
Who thinks like that?
Not many people.
You can't think of it in a time like that.
One thing that pops to my mind like that was, do you remember when Favola had it, and I think he might have slipped over, and he
Sat down
Sat
there
down,
and then
kicked it
back?
over his head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like that.
that
Who
one
thinks of
that one comes to my mind.
Being who in like Fev like that, who in their great mind would think of that? Why,
Yeah.
like, there's probably players in front of you and hand passing, and they can get an easy goal. What, like, but people like that just think of it because they're smart.
Yeah. I reckon. Oh, and the one more point I had was Jack Ginnivan has an impact after coming on as the sub late in the third quarter. I think he added some spark, and he obviously finished with a goal, 6 disposals, and 4 score involvements after coming on late in the third quarter.
Yeah, for Bobby Hill.
Yeah, so I was a very big fan of Bobby Hill, but the last 2 or 3 weeks he's been a bit quiet.
It'll happen. Like I said, young star. He's young.
Could they do the swap and maybe make him the sub instead and give Ginnivan the chance this time as the
Maybe.
starter?
Possibly.
Yep.
Like, you can't, like, in a way, you can't really leave Bobby Hill out.
Yeah.
So it's best to have him as a sub.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be good to have him as a sub. Like Ginnivan. But you just want to hope that none of your main blokes go down because then you're screwed. Like Essendon did, because we had Ridley go down. We had to make a lot of changes because I think our sub was Davey Jr.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. And he's a forward and a first-year player.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Now I'm saying we're not discussing the next game.
Yeah.
We're going to go the straight skip over it. That was absolutely disgraceful.
It was putrid.
Yeah.
It was
So
putrid.
I'm going to go straight to my new segment, Tricky's Team of the Week, and also my rolling All-Australian squad. So just let me get the right page here.
All right. Here we go.
I made some changes late too. Okay, Team of the Week. The back pockets, Tom Stewart.
Standard.
Obviously 24 disposals, 9 intercepts, and Jermaine Jones for his 30.
Yeah, okay.
Full back, I had Jack Payne.
Yep.
My half backs, Will Powell
Okay.
and Nick Haynes.
All right. Yeah.
And my centre half back is Darcy Moore.
Yep.
My wings are Goulden
Okay.
and Anderson.
Yep.
My centre is Bontempelli.
Obviously.
My half forwards are Bolton and Bailey.
Yeah, okay.
My centre half forward is, I know he didn't have a big game, but he still had 9 score involvements and 15 touches as well as 3 goals. Jeremy Cameron.
Oh, yeah. He's...
My pockets are Charlie Cameron and Oscar Allen.
Okay.
And my full forward is Brody Mychek.
Yeah.
My ruck, my followers, Tim English,
All right. Yeah.
Josh Dunkley,
Yep.
and Tom Green.
Yeah.
My interchange is Luke Jackson,
Nice.
Zach Butters,
Yep.
Darcy Parish,
Yep.
Andrew Brayshaw, and my sub is Tim Taranto.
Darcy Parish makes it this week.
He made the interchange, mate.
All right, that's good. The only one I'll probably change is, obviously, you got Maya check at your full forward.
Swap him and Allen around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I know it's only a little minor thing,
I thought about it, don't you worry.
but Oscar Allen, like, you got the big tall timber at full forward.
Yeah.
Maya check's a small
I just
bloke.
thought, I was like, I'll put in there. I'm like, well, give it to Mychek. He's kicked them one more goal.
Yeah, but in a way, mate, Did my check have any set shots on the weekend?
Not maybe. I don't know. That's a good
I
question.
think, I think he played as a small forward.
That's a good question.
Forward,
That's
mate,
a really good question.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he's only like 6'2".
Exactly. So there you go. He plays on the pocket. Leave Oscar Allen
now
out.
my rolling All-Australian, though.
All right. Yep.
A few changes this week. So my back pockets are Darcy Moore and Tom Stewart. So my back line stay the same. Sorry. So Darcy Moore, Harris Andrews, Tom Stewart, Jack Sinclair, Callum Wilkie, and Nick Dacos.
Yep.
My wings, there's one change to the wing. So Josh Dacos, Marcus Bonapelli stays there, and my wing, Blake Acres, comes in for Mason Wood.
Really?
My half forwards are Christian Petrarca, Jeremy Cameron, and Isaac Rankin come straight off the bench onto my half forward flank after his 2 goals and 21 touches. My forward pockets are Charlie Cameron's made his move down to the pocket.
Yep.
Charlie Curnow, and I've still got Toby Green there, even though he's missed 1 week. My followers are Tim English.
Yep.
Clayton Oliver, and straight in there is Tom Green.
Yep.
My interchange is Noah Anderson. He's come into the side.
Yep.
Jordan Dawson has come off from being in the midfield to the bench. So big call, that one.
Yeah.
Got Darcy Parish still there.
Okay.
Got Patrick Cripps there, and I still got my sub is Caleb Sarong. So my outs for it was Tom Papley from forward pocket.
Yeah.
Mason Wood came off the wing, which was a really hard call, but I couldn't fit him on the bench either.
Okay.
Off the wing, and Lockie Neal came out. And then so in came Blake Acres for Wood.
Yep.
Noah Anderson, we'll just say for Tom Papley.
Yep.
And Tom Green for Lockie Neal.
Okay. It's a pretty good team.
Yep.
No. Quite happy with that. Trick.
Yeah.
It's a good team.
You like that?
Yeah. No, it's a good team.
It's going to
mate.
get so hard, though.
By the end of the year, like it'll be very hard to pick your actual All-Australian team.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'll be lucky to get 8 right.
no, I reckon you've got more than 8.
Ooh, I like your confidence. Now,
Do you reckon Isaac Rankin does make it though?
At the moment, yes. He nearly went out last week, but he had 2 goals and 21 touches. So I was like, you got to keep him in. He can't do it after that performance.
Even though all it takes is
1 or 2 bad games and he's out.
nah, it's not even that. I'm not saying I'm not talking for him to go out. All I'm saying for him, right, to keep him in, is for him to kick at least 1 goal
Mm-hmm.
and just have a couple score involvements, which he does every week.
Yeah.
And yeah, he might go goals 1 week, but as long as he's keeping that score involvements up, which he always does, like he can be he's compared to where he was at Gold Coast to now, he's been a lot more damaging.
Yep.
Which is very surprising in a way because again, young superstar, but he's actually paid it off, and everyone thought he wasn't worth the money, but I reckon he is.
Yep. All right. So now we move on to the segment.
Phillips, great grab. He's been so impressive, this bloke. First quality. Phillips off the ground, goal. Oh, the big goal.
Oh, good tackle on that occasion by Phillips. Aggressive tackle it was by Phillips.
The Andrew Phillips Team of the Year, a stayer and a mainstay in the podcast in this AFL season so far. Last week's winner was Toby Green from the GWS Giants after his 4 goals and 22 touches, I'm pretty sure.
Of course it was.
This week, I've had 2 sent in by Mr. Connor Murphy.
Who we got?
First one, key defender. 28 disposals this person had.
Yeah.
He had 9 marks.
What team does he play for?
And he had 12 intercepts. From St Kilda Football Club, we got Callum Wilkie.
Ooh. Yeah, okay.
So Callum Wilkie's one, and the other one is from the North Melbourne Football Club. He had 36 disposals, 30 kicks at 94% efficiency, 18 marks and 7 intercepts. The other player on there is Jack Zeeble.
Jesus, he had 36.
Yeah, Jack Zeeble had 36 playing in the back line.
Wow.
So there are your 2, Callum Wilkie and Jack Zeeble. So I wonder who's going to win that one. I personally would be voting Callum Wilkie.
Jesus.
Although Jack Zeeble is a goer too.
What was his friggin' efficiency. 94%.
Yeah.
Wow. It amazes me how it's all in that one little pocket there, though.
Now,
Good. Hey, it'll be hard.
now we move on to our Supercoach.
Oh, here we
Here
go. How'd you go, Trick?
Stuff I lost. Anyway, so first game we had Ryle, so Riley Worsling,
Shit truck.
2,375. Defeated Will Taylor's Bloods and Crips, 1,370.
Good old Will Taylor.
Jaden's Calculations Go Hard, 2021 was defeated by Cam's Chickadees, 2,196.
Ooh, that's a close one.
Jake's Bailey Sniff, 2,244, was defeated by Paul Dallas Domination, 2,274, 30 points. Dale got up by. Triggy's Troops, 2,100, defeated by Noah's 4 left, 2,476 I came up against. So
Cop that.
yeah, Coke O'Ginnivan, which is Connor, 2020.
I like that name. That is such a good name.
2029 was defeated by Frothy's Frey, 2,118. So that's Ryan Fraser's team. Will Diss's Port Adelaide Powder, 1,960, defeated by Paul's Demonstrative with 2,170.
Yep.
Mavericks Mavs team, 2,278, defeated Nick's Wannabe Cuz, 2,235, sorry. And Zach Wybang is in it to win it, 2,379, defeated Sam Fillins, 2,227. So now if we go to the tally, we'll read out the top 8 if it wants to let me. Oh, there we go. No, I got it now. If it wants to let me click on it. There we go. So in the top position, we got Dallas Domination. Second position. So I'll take that loss. The guy I lost to is undefeated at the moment. So 4 left, Noah is second. Riles is third. In it to win it, Zach is fourth. Mavs, Frothy's Frey is fifth. Mavs team last year's winner is sixth. Demonstrative is seventh. I sneak in at that 8th spot. And Connor is also 11th. So
Jesus, mate, you've dropped.
I think I was 6th last week. 5th or 6th, one of them. So there's that. And obviously, always to round up, we're going to try and put together a grub files, myself and Holty over Zoom, or he'll come over and we'll try and put it together. It'll be separate to the podcast and just a YouTube video, so we'll try and put that together. If not, should be done by next week. Apologies for that. Now on to the tips. So get the grounds up. Do you want to read them out?
So on Friday, we have 2 games on Friday.
It's to minus the 1 game for Mother's Day.
Oh, yes. So we have Richmond versus Geelong.
I'm going the Catters.
I'm going the Catters as well, mate. Eagles, Suns.
Suns.
Sydney Dockers.
Swans.
Fremantle.
Ooh.
Northport.
Port.
Yeah, I'll go Port.
Tassie too.
Melbourne Hawks.
Melbourne.
Brisbane Essendon.
Brisbane.
Now, this is going to be a very, very interesting game.
Yep.
Carlton, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Nah. Adelaide Saints, that's another one.
Adelaide Oval.
Adelaide. Oh, Collingwood GWS.
Collingwood.
If Toby Green's in, I'll go GWS. If he's out, I'm going Collingwood.
All right, so there's your tips. So what was behind the Freo call?
What's behind it?
Yeah.
I don't know, like to have a big win like they did last week.
Mm-hmm.
Might suggest they might find some form out of that to take it against Sydney, who's sort of...
Yeah, they definitely had a big win against a competitive side, didn't they?
Yeah, I know. But wait, the Cutters had a very big win against those sides, and look how they found their form out of that.
That's true. Good comeback, mate.
Yeah, mate, I study this shit, so you start with me. Nah, so... And Sydney is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But like I said, hey, Buddy's not firing.
Yep.
Papley's inconsistent.
Yep.
So again, they're relying on Parker and stuff to do their work. So like I said, Freo, and even though it's at the SCG, still go on them.
Jeez, it's a big call. All right, that's just going to wrap up this episode, boys. Thank you, JB, for coming in before training, even though you were halfway dying.
Yeah, sorry guys about that.
So obviously, make sure to tune into this episode. Obviously, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, as we say every week, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, _UpTheGuts where you can find that at. And when you're listening to the show on Spotify, it would really help us out too. If you could leave a rating as well, that really helps us get the show out there for other people to discover it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you find it. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see more live reactions to the Grub Files, especially, as Holty loves to give some good impressions when he does it.
Can't wait to see him.
All right, so cheers, guys, and see you next week.
See you guys.